All right, so today we are going to do a dockside calibration of the Autopilot. We did some work to the pinion on the steering arm, and we also had kind of recently installed the new Autopilot RAM. So just to be sure that everything is working properly, we're going to go through and do the dockside calibration on the B&G. First we go to settings, then we go down to autopilot, installation, and dockside commissioning. We have our boat type of sail, boat length in here. First we're going to do the rudder feedback calibration. So it says turn rudder to max starboard. And there we are. Next, the rudder angle, we say it's about 35, that's already in there. Now turn rudder to max port, and same thing. Next, and max rudder port angle, we're gonna say it's 35. And next, center the rudder. Looking back, it's centered, so that's great. So the rudder feedback calibration is done. Now we're gonna do the rudder test. Center the rudder, it's centered. Starting the test. The system does this automatically itself, and from what we know, it's supposed to go a little to the right, or a little to starboard, a little to port, and then build. But now it's going all the way to port, and now it's going back to center. Completed. That's weird.
No,
it didn't
go to port.
Yeah, it didn't go to starboard. That's weird. Is it supposed to do that?
No, it's supposed to do a few times, a little bit at a time. A little starboard port, starboard port.
Do you want to try again? Let's try again.
Sure.
Okay. Rudder test. Stopped in the center again, and it's completed.
No good. I think there's a problem with the sensor feedback, with the feedback, rudder feedback.
You think? I mean, it looks like it. Obviously, that's the system.
Yeah, because the autopilot works, and the rudder turns all the way. So let's call B&G.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I have them on speed dial.
Thank you for calling NAVCO, marine electronics featuring Lowrance, Simrad, and B&G products.
So we spared you guys the call with B&G. We were on the phone with them for just over an hour, and going through the same process.
Great guys, man.
Oh, super nice.
Nice and helpful.
This guy, Craig, he was
Great,
awesome. But he recommended that we reach out to an authorized dealer here to get somebody on board, because he went through everything that he knew what to do, and it still isn't working. So we're gonna give Raphael at Just Catamarans a call and see if we can get them on board to take a look at the system. So obviously we're not gonna go out and do our sea trial, and we're not leaving this week.
Wah, 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 wah.
You're making that noise like all too frequently.
I have Chris here from Just Catamarans. Is looking at why this autopilot debacle is not being resolved. Chris?
Thanks for coming out, Chris. He's just taking a look at all the systems, everything.
Yeah, I'm just checking the rudder reference and making sure that the RAM is okay and that the solenoid's functioning as it should. And that's it. Just getting some metered tests.
Let's get some answers.
Yeah,
Thanks,
right.
brother. Appreciate it.
All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to test the voltage going to the motor, and just make sure that it's within the range we need it to be within. And then once I'm done testing, and that's just for the motor itself, then I'm going to test the solenoid and make sure that is sending the voltage down the line to basically open and close the solenoid for port or starboard.
Okay.
So first we're going to just check the voltage here at the motor itself. So if we can just turn on the system.
Yep.
All right, now try to make it so that it'll go full port and then full starboard.
Okay, So starboard, that's 10.
Yeah.
You want more?
Now go port.
Port.
Do it again to starboard.
Yep. Starboard.
Okay, now go port again.
Port.
Do you hear the difference? You
Yes.
can audibly hear it.
Yeah, yeah. So let's do it again. Hold on. One. Yep.
Now hear that one. Other way.
Yeah, it sounds like it's.
Because you are half a volt less on the port side.
That's weird.
And it's already not very good voltage to begin with, because you're at like 12 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be like closer to what your boat has, 13, somewhere
Right.
in that range, just so it has a good amount of, because 12 volts on a 12 volt system is pretty much dead.
Oh.
Yeah. So you're getting 11 on the port side.
Wow. So it.
Yeah, it's like
like
11 flat. So
super
you're getting
low.
12 and a half, starboard, 11 flat.
Okay.
And you can audibly hear it. It sounds like the motor is more weak. So that could be a connection issue. That would be at the NAC,
Okay.
which is forward.
Yep.
Let me just then test it from there.
Okay.
This is the front half of that, what we were messing with. So we'll have to do the same like plus 10, minus 10 thing.
Oh. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
Starboard.
Okay, I already made it then. Yeah, so then go, just do it like a couple times so we
Okay.
get a little longer of a reading.
Okay.
You will get voltage loss over the length of the wire too, so.
Yeah. I'll do another 10.
Yeah, just do a couple times, go tap, tap, tap.
Okay. I just did 3.
Did you do it?
I did 3.
Oh. That's not good.
Maybe I'll try port.
Yeah, try the other way.
1, 2, 3.
See, I'm getting 13.2 on the actual unit here.
Huh.
Is it possible that the connection that I made is not good, or
What connection did you do?
I replaced the autopilot,
Yeah.
the wire to the engine, to the motor?
Yeah.
It can't. I have to splice it.
Yeah. To the motor. Oh, you mean the part where I had to cut off the heat shrink?
Oh, you did or looked at it already?
Yeah, I already yanked on it.
Oh,
I
okay.
tested it. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't me.
No, it looks fine. It looks like I thought that was the factory that did that.
The
Good
who?
job. I thought the factory did it.
No, I didn't.
All right. Yeah, you're gonna have to hit it a few more times. It's not reading for some reason.
Okay.
It might just be. It's kind of hard to hit these little.
So 1, 2, 3
Okay.
to
Yeah.
port.
No, I can tell that was port because it was lower.
Huh.
Now go starboard.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Starboard.
Yep. Okay, so you're losing about a half of a volt, approximately, through the length of the wire.
Okay.
So it's the same numbers, just half a volt higher here. So they're still pretty low. I mean,
Yeah.
11 and a half when you go to port every time.
Okay.
So there it was like 11.
Yeah.
Here it's 11 and a half.
Okay.
That should be more like 13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it comes out of the NAC.
Yeah.
log?
So this guy is like it's kind of like a bus where he just sends information to the units. So he'll send down the NEMA 2000 network, and then it has the engage to when it will actually engage itself to turn on. And then you have your solenoid, which tells it port or starboard, and then this is your power supply for it.
Okay.
Oh.
So you're getting ample power to it. It's like 13 and a half volts. But the highest number I'm seeing is like 12 and a half. Like 12.8. So it might even be this unit. Because it's just really strange how it's the units that's sending that power,
Right.
not the pump. The pump is a product of the unit.
Okay.
If I was to replace anything, I would probably look more into replacing the NAC 3 than replacing anything else on here, in just my opinion. Is there a
Well, you're
warranty
the-
on it?
It's all under warranty. We
I
want to
think-
go Wednesday.
So the
Okay.
NAC 3
Yeah.
is part of the
You're
whole.
leaving Wednesday?
Well, that
Well,
was
we're trying to.
that was
day.
the idea.
Well,
but
we're supposed to leave today.
Okay.
So is the NAC 3, is that part of like the whole B&G setup?
That's like the main.
That's
Yeah,
the
it's
main thing.
heart of
Okay.
I mean, this voltage is so low that it's probably struggling just from the voltage it needs to actually operate.
Wow.
So that's just what it's. To me, that I would be replacing this. Let me get in contact with Raph.
Okay.
I mean, there's no real way to test this other than basically what I'm doing.
Right.
So, well, I strongly believe this is the issue was in the NAC. So, I'm gonna do. I'm gonna check to make sure your unit is under warranty still, and then I'll see if we can do a warranty claim, and if they'll give us an advanced replacement.
Yep.
So that means I can get it before we get it. They get it. You
Yeah.
know?
Now we've been through that.
Oh, that would be great.
We've been through that disaster before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I know because it'll take forever, especially right now with the supply chain
Yeah.
issue. So I'm just gonna close this up,
Yep.
and then basically I'll just head back, and then I'll do what I can do.
Sounds great.
I have your personal number, so I can contact
Yeah.
you directly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Chris called us yesterday after he spoke with B&G, and they asked him to come back to the boat and reset the system, test a few things. And so when he was here, he just asked us if we could take the boat out to test the system. It looked kind of like it was working, but you know, things just aren't making sense. So we have a small window to take the boat out this morning. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah. Just keep the fenders on. And
Wow. 23, 24.
yeah.
Maybe we just try, I don't know.
Huh?
What do you think?
Well, I think we can test it in the river. We can go back and try to test it in here. We'll go to Las Olas and come back. No?
Yeah. We got out into the intercoastal and we saw immediately up to 27 knots of wind. So, and there's chop in the intercoastal. So we're just gonna go up the intercoastal to the Las Olas Bridge and test the autopilot. I think Fabio has it engaged right now.
Yeah.
Ooh, 10 on the pole.
We're in the basement.
Yeah, for sure. It just, we have to be careful here because it's like 2 foot.
Yeah. But
So we
I'm
have
going
to.
there. That basically, I'm gonna stand the green. See? Stay here, going here.
Oh, in there.
Yeah, not in here. No, that's that. In that big basin there.
Okay, nice. Fabio's controlling it by hand now because it works, but only up to a certain point. Which,
Will not do a 180 degree turn.
yeah, it wouldn't do a 180 turn, and that makes sense given the low voltage coming out. It just doesn't have the power, right?
Right.
That makes sense.
will not do 90, so we wouldn't be able to tack.
Right.
So let's try it again.
Let's try it again. So I'm gonna watch
Straight.
the rudder. It's straight. And now
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 180 degrees.
and it turned like 15 degrees maximum.
Right.
So Fabio pressed the autopilot so it would turn 180 degrees, and the rudder turned like 15 degrees maximum.
Now if you do on the other side, right?
Yeah.
On port, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And the rudder does turn. Is the boat turning?
The boat is turning. Let's see. We'll test it. It should turn because the waypoint is 380, 308, but it's taking forever
Yeah, it's really slow, but
and it's not going 180. See,
no, it's not going 180.
it's already straight. So it doesn't
Yeah.
work.
Okay.
Oh shit. Wasn't disengaging on it. See, this should go like this. That's how you should go.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't go there.
Maybe some calibration of the angle of turn, how quick it turns, but it should turn no matter what. It should turn
Right.
like this, so the boat turns around. Test is done. Time to go back. Tail between the legs.